Well, it's the end of February, and car is going to be dropped off today. It's cold, as you can see. Ooh, very cold. Um, just coming out, going to do a check of the. Hard to get out. Check of the road and make sure that we don't have too much ice, which I think we're looking pretty good. Gonna move the cars around, all that good stuff. But anyway, yeah, I think we're okay. No ice, no ice. We had just a horrendous ice storm here the last couple of days. In fact, you can see there's some branches in the road. We got pretty lucky. Normally, it's not such a good thing, but okay. So it should be here in a few minutes, and I'll unload it, and then I got to move cars around and that, and then this weekend get it put away in the garage till a couple of weeks when everything cleans up. There's a lot of salt on the road right now, as you can. It may be hard to see, but it's there. So, well, there it is. Do you have any rough weather? Yeah, a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Well, it's here. It's going to take some figuring out. I can see. Some minor things I'll have to repair. The, the stereo's a little weird. It's got a cassette player, and they left a French cassette or some French band anyway in it, so I'll have to figure that out. A lot of crazy things to understand how it works, but yeah, it's kind of. I'm excited, nervous to see what I'll find. So this weekend I'll go pick up my favorite oils and get those replaced in the transmission, and but a little strange on the startup. But after it warmed up just a little bit, it ran fine. So it's not liking the cold too much, but I think it'll be a good car. It feels really solid, but there'll be some things that I need to fix that are just kind of related to age. Most importantly, I got a lot of cleanup to do. But anyway, we are excited, super comfortable. So this car has been extremely well received by everybody who sees it. I've not had anyone say anything bad about it. Some people have confused it with a Porsche 944. Even 944 owners have come up and asked me what year it is. But for the most part, I mean, people understand what it is. The comment I get a lot, actually, is that it is sexy. I like it. I love it. It's super cool. There are definitely just some styling. It's a weird car because some angles look just fantastic. Other ones look a little odd, or at least in my opinion. But that's my favorite right there. The white Alpine logo on it. Just great. I think it really gives it a presence. You can really see the wide lines. It's not a race car. It definitely is a touring. It's super, super comfortable. I still have the front license plate when I bought the car. When I bought the car, the dealer that sold it to me, Christoph, had said, "Hey," I said, "what do I do with the plates?" And he goes, "It stays with the car." So I said, "Okay, there it is. It stays with the car." But it's just beautiful. I love it. I love the other colors. They look great, but this one just does it for me. So what's really impressive is the wide stance that the car has. I mean, just coming up on it as it drives, really impresses everybody on that. It's it's wide. It's just a very unusual looking car. Just fantastic. Just as I was pulling up here to get the video of the car, I had several people stopping in front of me and giving me a thumbs up, which I dig it. I can't say it's a terrible thing, except for you get a little nervous because you're like, hey, I need to keep moving because, I'm on the road. But, it's good everybody appreciates it. So look at the front and the back of the car. Everything was here when I got it. It really is in nice order. A couple of minor things. I had to replace the rubber O-ring under here, which is no big deal. Just went to the hardware store and got it. The old one disintegrated. This panel here is really interesting. It's actually fiberglass. It's really thin. I don't know if you can see it. Not too much, but just a strange part. I would think it would be better as a thermoform, a vac form part, but it's just little cool things like this. See, I know if I lift that up, there's the battery, so you can kind of see it there. Just, really neat. I'm already needing, so it's just starting, the leaves are just starting to fall, due to fall, and boy, they really are filling up the car. But everything is there, really clean. Going back to the engine, so a few minor things. I've had a couple of problems when I got the car. It just needed a little love. One is the clutch was a bit sticky and it was hard to shift. Now the clutch, the slave cylinder is way back down under there. It's impossible to work on. I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? But fortunately, it was a pretty simple fix. I went to the DOT 5.1 fluid, and there's actually on this side of the car, there's a remote bleeder. So, it's hydraulic. You're like, how are we going to bleed it? So underneath the car, way down there, is a bleeder. It was really easy to get to, and I bled that and the brakes. And, what's funny, you can't see it because it's buried right now. But under there, the reservoir, fluid reservoir, feeds both the brakes and the clutch. So you have to do both jobs at the same time. You can't do one or the other. The other thing I ran into is the car was running hot and it was hard to start. And simple things like when I first got it, the fuel injectors were leaking. I could see that, and pretty not a big deal to get them out. Kind of not real great to get them out of here. To get them out and remove the fuel bar I had to make a couple of special little tools, and it's just kind of funny. But I got that job done right off the rip. There's something, it's really cool about just weird things about this car. So you see this. This is actually a fan that blows air into this, which plumbs air, cooling air, through these this ducting system, and it blows down over the fuel injectors. So the thing though is this fan's got to come on, and there's actually another cooling line that goes through here. You can see it goes to the turbo. The whole thing is a real science project. The other is, if you see these ducts here, these ducts are fed fresh air through here. So the car's got to be up at a speed where the air is coming in, comes out here, goes in here, and then that comes down to the rest of the channels cooling the engine. What's really interesting is it has a little switch, a thermal switch right here that I had to replace. It had failed, or it was acting kind of funny, but I was able to replace it pretty easy. It is a Volvo. Well, it's used on Volvos and everything else, which is what I used. All right, let's see what we got going on here. This is a little sketchy, this road, but it's beautiful. Okay. So I'm sure you can hear the car is super quiet. A number of people have asked me, like, wow, how does the car sound? I'm like, quiet. It's great because my wife and I, we just go and cruise, and it's not loud. It's nice. I do have other cars. I've got one in particular, a Fiat, that no one will drive with me because it's so loud. Just kind of how it is, I guess, with that. The transmission isn't super awesome in the car. You're not going to power shift it. You're not going to drag race with the car. It's the linkage is not super awesome in these cars. You kind of have to ask it to go into gear, and it's just a real slow operation. My transmission, I think, needs to be gone through. I did the same thing on my 310, and now the 310 drives like a race car, but this does not. I'll show you just a second. So, like, it's super notchy. All right, here we go. So you can see, it looks normal there, but if I try and really power shift it, it doesn't like it. Anyway, all right. More cool road. Little bit of suspension, some shocks, a little thudding. Something I'll fix later, but I mean the car is really tight. There's nothing wrong, nothing loose. It does make some random noises now and again. I'm not sure what they are, but it's a nice car. I really love it. I'm so happy with it. Anyway, that pretty much wraps it up. There's other cool things going on. Finally, the last thing I got to get done is the front fascia and get that repaired. That's just kind of the way it goes with these things. But it's here. It's in good order.